Welcome to the Make Life Your Bitch podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Alysia. Greatness is a decision and your birthright. You deserve to love the woman looking back at you in the mirror. This show is for the purpose-driven female entrepreneur who is committed to only counting the time she gets back up. The woman who is ready to ignite the flame within, find her voice, and use the power of her story to transform the lives of those around her. This is your weekly fuel to inspire you to action, where I'll be sharing inspirational stories, real talks with thought leaders and successful entrepreneurs from around the world, and provide you with actionable success strategies for creating a business you love. I'm a content marketing coach, and I'm committed to helping you as an online creator and entrepreneur wherever you are to turn your dreams into a reality, to help you transform your messaging so you can create a genuine connection with your audience and grow your income online. You are far more powerful and stronger than you will ever imagine. We are the warriors. You were born for this. Let's make life your bitch. Hello, and welcome back to the Make Life Your Bitch podcast. I am your host, Brittany Alysia, and I am so excited for today's episode. I have reviewed the numbers since the relaunch of the Make Life Your Bitch podcast, and the numbers have spoke so clearly that you all want to learn more about energy, manifestation, and abundance. So over the next few weeks, I am going to be deep diving into how manifestation works, and of course there will still be episodes about how to utilize it in your own business. But today, one of a 3-part series that is focused on tapping and really diving into the dimensions. Of course, we have a dimensions 3-day intensive coming up in November, but I wanted to give you a taste of what to expect inside that 3-day intensive. And so over the next 3 days, that is exactly what we're going to do. Going to touch on some of the things that you are going to be learning inside that program. So today, with part 1, we are going to dive into talking about how to raise your vibration. First thing we need to do is really understand what energy is, because there's a lot of misconceptions about the different types of energy and how it really all works. For myself, I've tried all the things. Over the years, I have really been interested in really growing and expanding my spirituality. Connecting with meditation has been a huge thing that is very trendy, right? Quantum leaping, the compound effect, really connecting with how to bring more abundance and manifestation to your lives. The big things that a lot of people in my world are talking about and are really desiring is connecting with the women who are making multiple 7 and 8 figures in their businesses, and with these women having no idea how they're doing it. They're sharing and saying, hey, it's about manifestation, it's about energetics, but nobody's really explaining why. The thing that I struggle with most is the trust piece. Tried the things where I've trusted blindly, tried staying in the vibe. It felt like there was still something missing. I've tried everything from meditation, from doing the crystals. My daughter's middle name is Citrina because I do believe so strongly in crystals. I have followed the moon cycles. I have it's countless things. And there was still something missing. And I couldn't figure out what. I couldn't figure out what everybody else was doing who are massively successful. I was over here blaming myself every single time my vibration and my energy dropped. I've been told so many times, you need to stay in the vibe. One of my coaches calls it staying in the heat. But I really didn't know what staying in the heat was until on September 25th, I got a download. And that is a super trendy thing to say right now as well. I received a download. I channeled something, but this did come through as a download. It was something that hit me, and I got up out of bed and I just started writing. And so that's what the Dimensions 3-day intensive is all about. But we're going to start off today with talking about, like I said, raising your vibration and really understanding energy. So, when you're angry or you're really excited and you've seen the way that it connects with people around you, perhaps your partner or a loved one, you can tell from the moment you walk in the door that something's off with their energy and you almost want to avoid them like the plague. Energy is real. Okay. So inside the Dimensions program, we're going to go into how to feel your energetic field, because obviously with me being on the other side of a microphone right now, I can't actually show you how to do it. But I want you to know that you can maintain a state of manifestation by more than just staying positive. That when you drop out of positivity, that there is a way to still stay in the heat of manifestation. Many of you have probably felt like you're blaming yourself, and you end up on an emotional roller coaster where you're in the vibe, you drop out of the vibe, you start thinking negative thoughts, and you start blaming yourself. And then you think to yourself, okay, now I need to raise my vibration. And you're just on this emotional roller coaster of the ups and the downs. You're blaming yourself. And of course, you're not manifesting anything. So today I really want to talk about, in order to raise your vibration, the important thing is creating awareness. Now, I do deep dive into this in the Boomerang Effect episode, so make sure if you haven't listened to that one, you go back and listen to it. But the importance of awareness really allows you to expand everything that you see in your life. So I want to tell you a quick story. I had a friend come over yesterday, and she was telling me about how when she was driving home, she ended up seeing a vehicle, and she could see that the spare tire on the bottom of the vehicle was just wiggling around, and she feared that if the person kept driving without fixing it, that it was going to come off and hit someone's vehicle behind them. So she drove up beside the person. She was trying to get their attention. It was an old man, and he's just, steadfast driving forward, not even paying attention or seeing that there's someone beside him trying to get his attention. So he continues to drive, and she begins to question, I've tried to get his attention. If it does happen, it's not my fault. Should I keep trying to connect with this person? Maybe I'll just go home. And what ended up happening was she saw him turn off, and she thought to herself, you know what? I would feel really bad if I didn't say anything. I'm going to follow this man down this road. And so then she starts to get concerned with herself that he's probably going to think that she's crazy because she's in a uniform from working at one of the federal prisons. And she's like, I'm going to come up to this gentleman, this old man. I'm going to get out of my vehicle. Maybe he's going to fear that he's been doing something wrong. And so she finally gets him to pull over, and she gets out of her vehicle and she goes over to him and she says, hey, I just wanted you to know that your tire is almost about to fall off. And he was said to her oh my goodness, thank you so much, and that he was going to go fix it. Now, in the awareness piece around this, there is so many different scenarios that could have played out. So had she not made the decision to continue on with trying to tell this man about what was going on, the possibility of what could have happened was the tire fell off, hit someone's vehicle that was driving behind him. It could have injured someone, killed someone. There are so many scenarios that could have played out. It could have, injured him, and all because he didn't have awareness. He actually wasn't seeing the environment around him. And that is one of the biggest problems that I see today, is that people want to manifest, but they are so caught in the hustle. They are so caught in the grind of just moving forward, taking action. They have a plan, and they're so focused on that they have to do it a certain way. They have to manifest something a certain way because they struggle with the trust piece. Their blinders are totally focused forward, that they don't see what's actually going on around them. And had this woman not help this man out, there's a lot that could have happened. But on the other side of things, she was telling me, like, after I did this, I felt so good. Like, I felt so good, she said. And, I came home, I was in a better mood. And it was all because she made the decision to take action. She made the decision that she wasn't going to give up. She wasn't going to quit. And it created such a ripple effect in the entire, in the world, right? I mean, because even now I'm sharing this story with you that maybe is going to help you today, give you some insight as to, what? I know I might be on the cusp of manifesting my dream life, and I am not going to quit. I'm going to keep the vibe. I'm going to keep moving forward, taking the next aligned move, and allow myself to maybe give away some of that control and open up the possibility that, the manifestation could happen in so many different ways. And so by that one action and by that one person making that decision, it has truly created a ripple effect in the world, which is the whole purpose of this podcast, is to be able to show you all that through listening to someone else's story or by telling your own story, that everything you do is creating a ripple effect in this world and making a difference. And you get to choose if it's positive or negative. And you will have days where it's going to feel like shit. You don't know how you're going to drag yourself up out of the shitty mood. And that's okay. We don't need to be positive all the time. What we do need is we need awareness. We need to understand the different dimensions from 1D to 5D and beyond and how it all works. We need to understand that how we can stay in a high vibration, and that when we do dip out, know what exactly that looks like, what the world around us looks like, and how to bring ourselves and raise ourselves back up by just taking a few steps. And when I was able to actually visualize what that all looks like, it made a huge difference in my life. Are you ready to dive deeper into understanding the fifth dimension, how to quantum leap, and how to utilize the compound effect? These concepts are super trendy right now, but as someone who has experienced trauma and may still like a little bit of control, trusting blindly can be very difficult for me until I understood how it all works. Even I didn't know how I manifested my dream vehicle, home, man, my baby girl, and hitting 6 figures, but now I do. Every program I have ever taken on manifestation told me to feel energy and trust. I tried everything from being positive, gratitude lists, connecting with crystals, clearing my chakras, and following the moon cycles. I needed more than just to trust. I needed to know how and why. This is your warning sign, though, that once you do learn this, you'll never look at energy and manifestation the same again. Dimensions is a 3-day intensive where you will become equipped with the manifestation sequence. We will deep dive into how it works, how to stay in the vibe, and manifest your dream life, all for only $333. Join now by heading to the description for the link. So step 1, when it comes to raising your vibration, is first off having awareness in your life, being able to see different areas of your life and identify the good and the bad, and also being able to really open yourself up to what is going on in the world around you. And I really dive deeper into this in the experiences episode, where I talk about actually experiencing life. I talk about it from a point of creating content, but it is so important when it comes to your just everyday life. Because when we learn how to experience life and we tap into those 5 senses, we actually can look at the bigger picture, and we actually raise our vibration by allowing ourselves to be more in a state of gratitude. We're able to walk down the hallway of our home and able to appreciate the floor that we walk on. Maybe when we go into our bathroom and we're in the shower, we appreciate that warm shower just a little bit more. And all of a sudden, that is what starts to raise our vibration. Because when we are in a fifth dimension, it's all about bliss and joy and happiness. And it really is about hanging out in that vibration, and so that we can bring more into our life. Because when we are in a 5D vibration in the fifth dimension, focusing on bliss and joy, and it allows us to step outside the 3D and the 4D, and we're hanging out in a higher vibration, it actually allows us to quantum leap and create the compound effect. And I'm going to go deeper into that on part 2, but we need to begin with understanding the energy and creating awareness of our energy and what things cause us to dip, what things cause us to rise, and also how we can raise that vibration or acknowledge the negative vibration for what it is. Because the other piece of this is that emotions are energy in motion. So every single time that you have a negative thought or feeling, something bad happens in your life, and you try to tell yourself, well, I need to stop, I can't feel this way. Maybe your partner came in and you had maybe an argument, maybe your child is crying, maybe with your business, maybe someone said they were going to buy and then they didn't, and you feel defeated, you feel sad, you feel mad or angry. In these moments, if you decide to tell yourself that you shouldn't feel this way, that you need to stop, and you tell yourself, well, stop, I need to be in a high vibration, and you immediately try and put yourself in a positive vibration, what's going to happen is that energy is going to actually stop in your body. And it's going to create these blocks everywhere. And we go into how to release all this stuff inside the Abundance Codes program. But it's, like I said, it's creating this awareness that when these negative things come in, that we are allowing the energy to flow through us. So whether that means you just allow it to flow through, whether it means that you actually allow yourself to cry, you allow yourself to be angry, and of course not getting angry at someone else, but stepping away and allowing your entire body to feel those emotions until you feel complete. And there's nothing wrong with that, because what we need to do is we need to allow the energy to continue to work its way through us and not stop. Because what's going to happen is that if you don't allow yourself to feel it, when something similar comes back again, you are going to pile onto it. And then you're going to have to go through chakra clearings. You're going to have to, have some work done, right? And so we need to begin with that. The other piece of this is to allow yourself to be not so unstable in your emotions, the ups, the downs, and just feeling like you're all over the place. I strongly suggest that you do a grounding meditation every single day. And I'm going to actually add it in the description here, a download of my grounding meditation that I have created, and it's free. It's my gift to you that you can actually do every single day. That's going to help allow you to ground into the earth and feel connected, and that you do have more, you feel more solid in your life. And so, like I said, in today's episode, I really wanted to talk about that raising your vibration. So step 1 being creating the awareness of everything going on around you, allowing yourself to start experiencing life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The second piece is allowing yourself to feel the energy and allow it to flow through you. Allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to get mad, allow yourself to get so fucking happy. Allow yourself when you're watching TV to not laugh in your head, but to laugh out loud. And this is going to allow you to start living life and really starting to enjoy your life more. And that is what's going to help us to start raising our vibration. Because what's going to happen is we're going to stop judging ourselves and we're going to create that acceptance, that love, that authenticity in our own lives. And the last piece is allowing yourself to get grounded so that you aren't on the emotional roller coaster all the time. And from there, and doing this, I can challenge you now to go and do another meditation that is focused on manifestation and creating your dream life. Because through having the awareness, through allowing yourself to feel the emotions, and through allowing yourself to feel grounded, it's going to give you the opportunity to reconnect with that happiness, the joy, and what's possible in your life. And so make sure when you are doing any sort of meditation that's focused around your desires, a visualization, that you really allow yourself to dream big, but also get very, very clear on what it is that you desire. This is why some people are very successful with vision boards while other people are not. Because if you are someone who is guilty of sitting down, doing all this work to create a vision board, but you never look at it again, you never go back and see it and actually look at every single piece of what you have put on there and allowed yourself to get into the vibration, to get into the excitement and the joy, and actually visualize what that experience would be like for you, then what you did, it doesn't even matter. If you allow yourself to create visualizations, to do visualization meditations that have extreme clarity, it's going to allow you to hang out in that vibration higher, that fifth dimension that you are connecting with that source. And like I said, we're going to go deeper into really understanding how we operate and connect in and out of the fifth dimension. But today is all about getting in the vibe, raising our vibrations, and doing it without allowing ourselves to judge or feel shitty about having a negative thought or a negative feeling that day. So that's it for this one, and I will see you on the next one for part 2. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Make Life Your Bitch podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please share it with your bestie. And if you haven't already, subscribe, rate, and review the show on your favorite podcast player. If you have any questions, feedback, or compliments that you want to throw like confetti, you can reach me directly at podcast@makelifeyourbitch.co. Thanks for listening.